Okay, on to our next question.
Mayor Moriarty, so many of the streets in Whitman Square have been paved. Whitman Drive, Plymouth, Acadia, but not Mohawk. Why does that street, the street I live on, keep getting overlooked?
Well, Kathleen, I don't believe your street was intentionally overlooked, but road repairs on Mohawk may not have been deemed as critical as those on some of the other streets that you mentioned. When compiling our annual roads repair list, we look at several factors. For example, are the trouble spots prohibiting traffic flow in the area? Do they create safety issues for vehicles or pedestrians? And what is the repair history on that street? After all the data is compiled, the repair list is created, taking into account how much money we have on hand. We try to take a comprehensive approach to road refurbishing by performing resurfacing and other repairs on the most neglected throughways first and hitting any adjoining side streets and courts in need while we're in the area. If and when we can find additional funds, we'll add additional streets on a needed basis. For example, you mentioned Acadia Drive. Acadia was not originally on our 2007 roads repair list. However, we determined that Acadia had experienced wear and tear due to storm runoff that had caused significant road deterioration. When we managed to negotiate a 6% reduction in design and inspection fees, additional funds became available and Acadia was added to the list and refurbished as well. We're constantly assessing conditions of the infrastructure in town, and we're constantly looking for creative funding solutions. Since you specifically asked about Mohawk, I will promise you this. I'll pass this information along to our Municipal Services Director and our engineer, and if a thorough overhaul such as resurfacing is deemed necessary, we'll look into adding Mohawk to our roads repair list for next year. Next question.
Is there anything in the future you have planned for the senior citizens? I know we're all ears about anything that you have planned for us. We've been very pleased with everything you've been doing for us. I know you're pulling for us. So I'd like to hear from you. Thank you.
Well, good news. We'll soon be making it easier for Washington Township seniors to get to their doctors and medical appointments. The township is acquiring a new medical transport van. This 7-passenger van can accommodate 6 ambulatory and 1 wheelchair traveler. The new van was fully funded by a grant through the State Department of Transportation. Since we were able to meet certain eligibility requirements, the medical transport van comes at no cost to taxpayers. We're hoping the new van will arrive by early May, at which time the bus we're currently using to transport seniors and the disabled to their doctor and medical appointments will become part of our regular senior transport fleet. So that's good news for seniors, and it gives us something to look forward to this spring. Next up is our email segment, and this month we heard from Ann, who wrote, "Please, Mayor, help me save my street. My husband wants to put the for sale sign up, but I love my home. It's Monday, and yesterday, Sunday morning, my neighbor put trash curbside. Pickup isn't until Friday. Since Christmas, this has happened every other week. Can you please put a stop to it? Best regards, Ann." Okay, Ann, I can understand your frustration. From your note, it sounds like you take a great deal of pride in ownership of your home, and if your neighbor is putting garbage and trash cans outside almost a full week before collection, then I'm sure it's not doing much to enhance the curb appeal of your street. So let me just remind everyone that we have a local ordinance with guidelines of acceptable times for set out and removal of trash containers. According to this schedule, no containers should be placed outside prior to 6 p.m. on the day before collection. The empty containers should be removed by 8 p.m. on the day of collection. That's the time you got to get them back into the house, folks. And don't forget that when a regular trash collection day falls on a legal holiday, containers should not be set out until the next scheduled collection, which is usually the following day. Now, if your neighbor continually puts trash out too early or doesn't get the trash cans in on time, please call our property maintenance department at 589-0523. That's 589-0523. We will send out an inspector, and your neighbor could be issued a warning or even a citation. Now, I'm sure no one wants to pay legal fees over a trash can issue, and quite frankly, we don't want your money either. We just want you to help keep our community clean. That's what we all want, right? So let's pay attention to those trash cans.